Today we are going to get the remaining part of unemployment. As in part 1, we have seen what is the meaning and types of unemployment, different types of unemployment, what you have seen earlier, that is open unemployment, under unemployment, disguised unemployment, cyclical unemployment, and frictional unemployment. All this you have seen in the earlier videos. Now we will look down to the major causes of unemployment. What are the main reasons due to which there is unemployment prevailing in an economy? Number one is high rate of population growth. As you know that we are going to lead in the population growth by 2050. We are going to be number 1 as population growth is considered. Now because of high growth of population, what will happen is that the same way the labor forces will also increase, and as a result this will lead to somewhat unemployment. There is very slow employment opportunities, and as a result there prevails unemployment and underemployment in an economy. The growth rate of employment is much higher than the population growth rate in India. As a result, you will see that there is a problem of unemployment in an economy. Second one is slow rise in employment opportunity. The same economic growth has remained jobless in growth. There are no employment opportunities. As a result, unemployment is prevailing. Then the next one is that is low rate of saving and investment. Indian Planning Commission has increased national income, but simultaneously the population is also rising. As a result, you will notice that with the same pace, the per capita income is not rising. As a result, what will happen? There won't be any saving and an investment in an economy. Due to low per capita income and expenses in satisfying basic need are burdensome. Now, this means that because of low per capita income, there is no saving happening, and whatever the income has been earned is been spent on the basic need of an individual. As a result, there cannot be any saving, neither investment. Because of low growth of investment in an industry, agriculture and other sectors of economy, they are not creating much of employment opportunities. As a result, what will happen? This will lead to unemployment. The capital intensive production technique has also occurred in India with the modernization, with the 1991 economic reforms. We have welcomed liberalization, privatization and globalization. So what is happening is more and more capital intensive production techniques are used. What is capital intensive technique? It means that less of labor and more of capital. This will somehow lead to unemployment. Even the next one is there is a lack of vocational education. The kind of jobs are there, their education is not simultaneously like that. As a result, you will see that unemployment, skilled laborers are few because of lack vocational education. This will also result into unemployment. Then lack of manpower planning. This means that the planning has not been done so far, as and when the demand is rising, or there is no simultaneous equilibrium between the labor supply and labor demand. Education has been made a widespread activity without the estimation and the number of labor requirement. This will also somehow lead and contribute towards unemployment. Inefficiency of public sector. After independence, public sector was given more of importance rather than private sector. There was an immense increase in the number of private sectors. This result that private sector job was not encouraged and everyone want to secure a government job. This will also somehow lead to unemployment. Then negligence towards agriculture sector. Agriculture was the main occupation after independence, but with the passage of time it has lost its importance, and more number of jobs agriculture sector cannot provide. Neither agriculture sector provide an security for the job. This will also somehow result to unemployment. There is disguised and seasonal unemployment in India is also higher because of agriculture country. Then the next one is low mobility of laborers. People with the higher educations are not interested in working in rural area and backward area. As a result, they will be migrating to an higher cities to satisfy their needs, and this will lead somehow to more population in the urban areas, and this will lead somehow to unemployment. Then lack of infrastructural facilities. This is also one of the reason, that is there is no proper infrastructure facilities available in India. Transportation is not so proper. Lack of education, health and electricity is also not there. This will somehow lead to low generation of employment. This will somehow lead to unemployment in India. In India, lack of national employment policy, lack of conducive environment for the development of industry and trade, underutilization of resources, all this will somehow lead to increase in unemployment. Now, as you have seen the types and causes, let us understand why this what are the measures or what are the remedies one should take just to reduce unemployment. Number one is population growth. It is just the opposite what we have learned. Now population growth means that more and more awareness to the people should be given regarding how to reduce population in the country. Government should spend more expenditure on creating awareness among the citizens of an India how to control the population. This will lead to growth rate in population. Next one is increase in the rate of economic development. More and more economic development should occur in country. That is proper and hygiene condition of living for an individual of all the citizens of an India. This would help more higher development, higher employment opportunities should be created by the government so as to reduce unemployment. Government should make even the capital investment in both the sectors, public, private and cooperative, so as to increase unemployment in India. Then employment oriented planning should be done by the government so that more and more people could get job. Capital intensive industries are there, but along with that there should be an encouragement to small scale industries, dairy industries, cottage industries, medium and small scale and even micro scale industries should be promoted by the government. Special programs should be launched by the government in order to make more entrepreneur. When the more entrepreneur are there, they will provide more job. Then the next one is employment oriented program should be created. Awareness among the people, where there are unemployed ratio is more over there, more and more awareness and more employment program should be generated by the government. The next one is development of cottage and small industries. The cottage and small sectors have a capacity to create employment. They can be started with a low investment. As a result, government should spend more on the development of cottage and small industries. Extension of infra facility structure should be created. Proper transportation, road, all this whatever are auxiliary in trade, that also should be provided, so that the unemployment can be reduced. PDN expansion of green revolution in agriculture sector. Green revolution was launched in 1960, but not all the countries have welcomed. Only few countries, and in India only few states was adopting green revolution. So with the adoption of green revolution all over the India, the production would increase. The increase in production will generate more of industries, and as a result more of employment would be generated in economy. Now these are the measures to reduce poverty. Along with that, even there are been programs which are launched by state as well as by central government, so as to reduce unemployment. After 1951, the 5 years plan were also started, and government is spending more and more on Rozgar Yojana, just so as to reduce unemployment in India. Now, what are those schemes or what are that yojanas? Let us quickly look down on that. One is Manrega. What are the full form of Manrega? Manrega means Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It was launched in 2006. What it was for? 100 days wage employment assurance to the person who can get benefit. They will get, out of 365 days, minimum 100 days work they will be provided. Unemployment allowances if work is not provided. There has been incentives also for them. A fixed timeline for the payment of wages, compensation for even the delayed payment. There was transparency and accountability. Now these days, with the help of Jan Dhan Yojana, all this schemes has been connected by the bank. As a result, they can maintain a transparency in the accounts, and wages can be created to the bank. These are all the benefits or the schemes. The next one is Pandit Deen Dayal Shramve Jayate Yojana. This scheme was started in 16th October 2014. Some of the objective of this scheme were to provide health and security along with the good management skill and welfare of the laborers of unorganized sector in the economy and conducive environment for the industrial development. Then the next one is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. This scheme was been launched with an aim of providing 24/7 electricity. Throughout a day there won't be even there would not be a power failure. Electricity services in the rural areas. Now along with that there are two more, that is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana. It was started in 25th September 2005, and the main objective was to provide employment to the youth. between the age of 18 to 35. And the next one is Prime Minister Agriculture Irrigation Program. It was started in 1st July 2050 with an objective of water to every field. Increase in productivity, optimum use of available resources and planning of irrigation facilities to the agriculture areas. Now if you have doubt or any queries, please let me know. With this I declare end of the chapter unemployment. Thank you.